All right, there we go. Just a second, because I blew it. Just 1 minute. Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and I blew it on Facebook. What did I do? Let me see. I think I can share this to Meerkat. I hit the word finish when multiple sclerosis. I'm going to share this in MS Frontiers, the medical share. And the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys is because we're talking about spasticity in the Baclofen pump. I had my follow-up. Get the party started. Okay, I had the follow-up appointment, or I had the appointment with the doctor who does it. And I'm going to talk about that. Okay, Jane is here and Chris is here. Oh, it's so wonderful. Now, if you're watching this and you're in the MS Frontiers and you don't follow me, and you want to see the group, just you want to see the interactions, you want to participate. Hi, Phil. You want to participate? Follow me on Facebook. Follow me. All right. Follow me and you'll be notified. Uh, it's just wonderful to see you. So we're going to talk about the Baclofen pump. Slowly, everybody is logging on. I All right, Jane Sharon. And then what I do is that if you go to YouTube and you Google Dulci Hill, or you go to YouTube and you look at the channel and you subscribe to the channel, we've got a live chat going on that I can see immediately the result, or where the participation, which is critical because I'm only hosting the show, and I know you guys are look at me thinking, "Oh my gosh, I have MS. What makes her the expert?" I'm not. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert, but I enjoy bringing people together to help each other. And you know what? I've had MS for 37 years. I've got an aggressive, active form of MS, so I'm on rituximab, uh, and I'm dealing with a number of the side effects but I'll tell you what, I get my encouragement and my help from telling you guys what I'm dealing with, and you guys offer solutions. And in the same way, if you post, if you in the chat, you post what you're dealing with, I can read it out loud, and then other people who are watching me right now can respond. So again, if you're watching this, again, I'll say this the first time. If you're watching this, I believe God has brought you here and to use you to help other people. Doesn't matter whether you believe in anything or nothing at all. You guys are a blessing to me and to everybody else with MS, multiple sclerosis. Okay, let's see. All right. Now, thank you for giving me a thumbs up, by the way. I just saw right there. Uh, I see that a thumbs up. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Nikki. Uh, uh, so on YouTube, it's slowly picking up. it's slowly. Hang on. The phone rang, and I just wanted to see who it was. It could be I'm going to do the trial, the Baclofen pump trial. Hi, Sarah. And you know what, Jane, and so, hi, Chris. Hi, Betty Joe. Uh, that is just, it's wonderful you're here. So we're slowly ticking up the clock. Everybody's joining. They're clicking the email they got, and they're joining us on the YouTube channel. Dennis is with us. Oh, Dennis, this will help you with what I discovered yesterday at my appointment. Uh, uh, why? All right, Jane says that she's getting called. Gina's here. Okay, so everybody, all the heavy hitters, the regulars are here. Okay, there's no coincidence. My friends were brought together for greater good. And Gina, I will say that. I will also, all right. All right, and Jane is sharing that we offer tips, tricks, information, and medication reviews as reported by us. Okay, so do you think I ought to start? And Jane says that they're gonna lock her up. And because Jane, you've got the funniest. She's a comedian. Jane's our comedian. By the way, I gotta call out Jane because Jane, you're so awesome in sending cards out of encouragement. You know what? You are so awesome. Everything you send to any person has made them feel special. And I find out. I'm like Big Brother. I find out. So I think you're awesome. I know. You know what? I got to call you out because each person who is here does, if you let God work through you to bless other people, you know. So, all right. So, I'm going to start talking about the Baclofen pump. The appointment I had yesterday. Went down to a neurosurgeon yesterday to talk about the Baclofen pump. I asked lots of questions. First of all, what I wanted to know specifically about the medication, how it's delivered, and stuff like that. And he made it very clear he is just like a mechanic. The Baclofen medication, how it affects the nerves in the amount you get, is actually administered by the neurologist. The neurologist is like the electrician, who specializes in nerves, right? The electrician versus the neurosurgeon is like the mechanic. He adds something into the system that's going to deliver an oil additive, if you will, to the engine so that the engine can work better. Or he doesn't know. The mechanic doesn't put the juice in there, the additive, to know how much it needs, or even what kind of juice to put in there. Because he told me that the Baclofen pump it's just a pump, right? It's a medication pump, and I'll tell you in a minute. It can be, hi, Rob. I am smoke and mirrors, girl. Rob, I'm sorry, I had to stop because Rob always makes me smile. Anyway, so he told me that the pump, it's not a Baclofen pump, it's a medication pump. So that a neurosurgeon installs. It under, and I'll talk a little bit about that. It can be used for pain medication. They can put pain medication in. I'm just going to show you that. So it kind of looks like this. You can put pain medication. It's hollow, or there's a way to fill up this thing. So you can put pain medication in there. You can put Baclofen in there. You can put different types of just medications that will be delivered to your spinal fluid, right, to your spine. So you take such a minute dose of the medication. All right, it just problem, and I didn't ask that. I got a call. Is that if you have Baclofen, if you have, say, narcotics, morphine, or just put in there trace amounts to be delivered into your spine. My thing is that if you get lots of stuff delivered to your spinal cord, you got lots of different medications put in here, so it drips into your spinal cord, and now you don't have the fatigue, you don't have the exhaustion that you get by taking the pills, and also it controls your spasticity, right? Where the neurologist is the electrical engine person that adds the right combination, the right information, or I'm sorry, the right amount of additives to the engine so that the engine runs better. He didn't put the pump in. He's not an expert in that. That's why very few a neurologist or a kinesiologist shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it. All right, all right, all right. You guys are off. You guys are off the reservations with the comments. Jane's talking about Bob and Brad's their physical therapist on the on YouTube. I love them. They give away free stuff and on rehabbing. She is absolutely right. Anything worth having is, you know, for those of us on limited income, which is most of us eventually, or not, we should be getting this stuff for free. And if you don't know how to get it for free, let me know. Email me, message me, contact me. I did it's all right, okay. All right, so okay, getting back to the Baclofen pump, which I'll ask about the medication. Now, let's just say that it's going, the pump installed by the mechanic is going to be used for Baclofen. The pump comes in 3 different sizes. One is, I believe, it's 15 cc's, right? And it looks like this, right? So it's not like the bladder stimulation that I showed you, tiny. So it goes under your skin, all right? Not up here, but it is typically down by your belly button, a little lower, between your belly button and your hip, little lower. All right, so you have the 10 cc, I believe is the children's version. You have the 20 cc, a little larger, not much larger. And then you have the 40 cc, which is not that much larger. So, and it's planted underneath of your system. It this here would be, or it's a standard. This probably would be a 20 cc. The 40 cc is slightly larger. If you're having this planted under your skin, right, for the convenience, it is doesn't matter. It doesn't. I would say the major advantage of having the 40 cc put in your body is that you go 4 times longer to the doctors that you would say the 10 cc. So think about it. You go through the surgery of the 10 cc put in. Takes 4 weeks for the surgical scar to heal, so you can swim you can swim. I'm going to talk about it's too big. Um, so you get it filled. It's a smaller one. You go every 3 months. Say you got the small one. All right. You got the larger one, which is 20 cc's. Say you go every 6 months to get the medication filled, right? Filled. Versus the 40 cc, you go every year. What the and I'll tell you, uh, um, as far as having this huge thing on your body, being too big, being vanity, right? It's vanity. Being too big. All right. For me, look at me. I'm tiny, right? I'm tiny. I don't. I see myself as big, but hi, Sharia. It's all right. I see, but I'm tiny, so putting this on my body is going to stand out like another boob, right? Like, and the 40 cc probably will be, but guess what? It's the same. Uh, uh, it's the same logic as being a visible or an invisible. If you're walking with a walker, guess what? If you're using a scooter, if you're sitting, guess what? You people know you're disabled. So you can't be vain. You no longer are you a secret agent. There is there's so many people with MS. They don't when they don't want to typically use a cane, right? They don't want to use a walker because they don't want to be identified, and they say they don't want to use these things because it makes them look disabled. Well, so I one of the questions I get a lot of times is, when do you use go from a cane? When do you use the cane? When do you transfer to a walker? When do you get a scooter? You know what my response is? When you're tired of laying on the ground, falling. You know what? It's the great equalizer to use a walking aid as a necessity, right? I don't know. I'm a logic statistic person. I don't know. It's when a fashion statement looking like I wear a 2 piece sometimes when I swim, I wear 1 piece, but sometimes this here will stick out. You know what? It comes to a point where you know what? I don't care. I don't care. You know what? Sarah says broken bones cured the feeling for her. And that's just it. So those of you who said, I'm going to stick with pills, well, you know what? God bless you. If you can stick with the pills and you don't mind the fatigue, because I'm on such a high dose of Baclofen specifically in the winter, because I think, in fact, I asked that question down there. People with MS tend to get more spastic in the winter. And I did. Chris, I did, Chris. I channeled Chris, everybody, because I asked you guys what additional questions do you want to know that I can. I've been accused by doctors be a pain in the butt because I don't talk uh, necessarily about my situation. I talk about how is this useful for you guys, right? Because I think I try to represent all of you. So Chris asked, did I find out whether you can turn it off in the summer or back in the winter? And that's a wonderful question. You really don't want to. So what you would do is go to the, probably twice a year, go to the doctor. Hi, Daniel. Go to the doctor once, say in May, and have the have it channeled down, right, so that it's only delivering, say, zero point 0.2 milligrams. They adjust it. So you go to the electrician and you say, I don't need as much juice to defrost my stiff limbs in the summer. But in the winter, in fact, I'm not, guess what? I want to do the trial, but I'm going to schedule it for good on you, Jane. We get a little bit of peer pressure because Daniel has not been among us for a long time, and I love it because we all help each other. And this, Daniel, I don't know whether you have the pump, but this here is something that you would consider, like Dennis. So come so in the did I answer your question, Chris? Um, that you turn it down in the summer, you go back to your doctor in the winter when you start getting really spastic. In the winter, I get so spastic on my core that sometimes in the morning I will jet out and fall off the couch because when you sit like this, right? When you have spasticity, right? Core spasticity, your body goes like this and you slide off. No longer are you sitting. It's like you turn into a tree or a board and you slide down. So you know what? It is adjustable and it's better that so what happens is in the winter I have this problem. So I'm not going to do the test right now when I don't need it, especially if I decide that I'm going to move to Florida, right, where it's warmer. But then again, I got a text from somebody who watches this, who said that she has a rough time in air conditioning. She gets fasted with air conditioning, and you know what? It's going to be 80 degrees in Maryland. It's been 90 and stuff. The air conditioning won't be on. But I get so cold. Hi, Susan. Go ahead, Jane. Bash on Susan for being late. All right. So, to stay on topic, okay, just as necessity negates the need the desire to look pretty, right? You are you so sweet, Susan. Smoke and mirrors. Rob will tell you. Smoke and mirrors. So anyway, So, just like necessity negates the desire to look pretty when you need a mobility device. And that's pretty large. I mean, all of a sudden you get a larger and larger walker. Necessity negates the desire, laying on the floor negates the desire to walk with a cane. Or for balance reason, many of us use walkers because of balance. So it negates, and no longer do you care what you look like as much as you care about being safe. Remember, falling in public used to be the worst things in the world for most people. It was a dignity. If you fell in public, people came running to you, and you're just like, no, I want to disappear, right? Well, when you've had it, as long as I have, as long as some of you have, falling in public is actually a blessing because you've got angels that are come. You fall in public. In fact, I don't want to fall in private. I only want to fall in public. They run to you and they pick you up and they dust you off and make sure everything's okay. It's wonderful. It is falling in public. So just so you know, that's a necessity. Use a walker because you want to limit the amount of times you fall in public, right? Same same thing goes with the Baclofen pump. When you have to take more than 120 grams of milligrams, I'm sorry, of Baclofen, which is the top dosage. When you have to take more than that, you need a Baclofen pump. The side effects of Baclofen, and then it's 37 milligrams of tizanidine, and that really made me tired. I'm not able to walk, and because it defrosts me. Yeah, yes. Thank you. I do. You know what? It defrosts me. All right. Jane is sharing that she asked Daniel, who hasn't been with us for a while, where he's been because I like that. You know I do. But then again, I'm from Jersey, right? If you're not kicking me in the teeth, I'm not feeling love. If you're not slamming me, because everything's amusing to me. All right, so the pump goes on your spine or your hip. Good question. All right, the pump goes on the front of your body, uh, below your belly button. All right, and between your belly button and your crotch, it's a little bit higher. So that goes there. There's a tube that runs around your side that goes directly to your spine and to your spinal cord. And what that does is it administers the medication. Okay. That is great. All right. So it the it goes into your spine. Yeah, that's a good question because you wonder, does it go straight through your body to into your spine, or yeah, it doesn't. He explained that it goes around the body. So I believe I know. You know where I almost did an MS Live video of the discussion. Hindsight's 2020. Tim, you know what? Where were you, Tim? That's a wonderful explanation. Will it set the beeper off at the airport? I forgot to ask that question. Oh my God. gosh, I forgot that. And is it MRI safe? All right. Okay, so this here was what I carried in. All right, additional questions, MRI and airport. All right, so I'm going to call this guy back and ask specifically. He says, "You want to come down?" It took almost an hour to get there, and I do not want to. I to go back down only to ask these two questions. So I'm going to ask that in retrospect. And Susan says, I need to have everybody from MS Live be with me during the appointments. You know what? I do. And you know how public I am. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that is go do a YouTube video. No, I can't do that because I do a YouTube video of these appointments. I have, you're making this channel better by suggesting that. So, Sharia, you did. All right, Sharia is telling everyone she did the Nesty plunge, yes, last night. All right, on her back. Boom. Right? That happens to me all the time. And it's actually better to lock out and fall back than it is to bend like this and fall on your butt because you'll break your coccyx, your tailbone, which I've done before. And I'll tell you, that'll mess you up for 10 years because you sit sideways and it jacks up your spinal cord. Believe it or not, it jacks up your spinal cord. I don't know. Yeah, Sharia, Susan is feeling you, is saying, "Oh no," and Jane is, let's see, uh, that's a great appointment. All right, but you know what? I'm transparent, so I'll go into the doctor's office. I recorded, by the way, I downloaded an app that I could record the whole meeting. I verbally recorded it. I should probably tell them. Chris is saying, "Oh, you poor thing." Sharia, did you get hurt when you fell? I didn't ask that. There's a lot of people who say, "Did you? How they do it? Did they break any?" So I didn't ask. It's my lack of being detailed. I'm thinking that's a great question. I didn't know. I should ask that. So Sharia, Chris had a wonderful, you know what? They're filling for you on YouTube, Sharia. So if you want to jump over and feel the love, you know what? Yes, exactly. All right. So to everybody saying, "Yeah, we'll have a group doctor's appointment." Wonder how they would charge me, if I have everybody there with me. And legally you're supposed to disclose that you're recording somebody. It's just like legally I have to disclose to you guys that I'm not a doctor, neither is anybody else. So that all right, I'm gonna report what happened. All right, legally you're supposed to disclose we're not doctors. Any information you hear from any one of us, including me, is based on my experience. It's not an experience, and beliefs are not facts. All right, it's true. YouTubers are it's true, but there's a difference, Jane. There is the people who don't follow the rules by recording, just that forgiveness rather than permission, and those who try to follow the rules. So I'd have to try to follow the rules. All right, Sharia update. She said she knocked over a small table. YouTube. She knocked over a small table and her head hurt and her neck and butt. All right. The neck thing is your cervical spine. That's what I get nervous about. Because you've got some small. All right, is it muscular? Is it muscular pain? Can you do? Did ice help? Her butt hurt also. All right, Jane is adding her funnies. So I'm going to tell you. Tria, Jane suggests that her advice is, hi Connie, her advice is to, it's summertime, you should wear a cute unicorn inner tube around your waist. Therefore, when you fall, you'll have a something around you. I like the inner, the inner tube with the unicorn. What does it? The unicorn face out or face in? Just anyway. That's good advice. See, and you thought you were joining this to be absurd to get some helpful advice. Yeah, well, it is helpful, right? One person's children's swimming toy is another person's MS safety equipment. So get the inner. I like it. I like it. I like it. And dibs as if you're a dude, right? You can get the Michelin suit. I wonder, do they have or better yet, why don't you get a Batman or a Superman? Something for me. You know what, Cherie, I want you to know, Jane, that she might try that. Sandy is, those of you who are watching that are not participating in the chat, we're pulling you in. We're pulling you in because it is so much fun. Pool noodles, the problem with pool noodles is many people with MS have dropsy, right? We drop everything. And I'll tell you a funny story about that. We drop everything. So pool noodle won't go around you got to hold it. Well, we people with MS don't like holding things because it's going to drop, especially if we have an attack of rigidity, spasticity, and we fall over and we're supposed to hold the noodle, right? But the noodle drops and we hit the floor and we're laying beside the noodle. By the way, the dollar store sells noodles. So it's $1. Don't be buying them on Amazon or at Walmart and paying what $5, $10 for when you can pay $1 and get them at the dollar store. And Chris has another solution with the noodle, right? You can duct tape the noodle. You guys are too clever for me. Too clever for me. Jane says she has a World WW shirt. You know what? You know what I will say? If we're willing to wear a pool, I mean, joke aside, or a noodle to buffer our falls, how come? Let's go back to the Baclofen pump. How come we don't consider wearing a pump? Right? We could wear the WWF, the big shirt or the dress or something to cover it, and we won't be spastic. We don't need the swimming toy or the pool stuff to buffer our fall, and we therefore we won't be spastic, we won't be fine. I don't know. Except that I still will be dizzy. So anyway, and then Sharia wanted to say that she prefers cushions that are fluffy, and that's wonderful. And then she, hi Mike, I, you, I can tell you about Mike real quick. Um, Mike was the star of the Grease show, which it was so fantastic. Um, he played the role of John Travolta's character. He was wonderful. Oh my gosh. And they were seniors. I was a freshman. He was a senior. I was like, to give you an idea, Callista Flockhart was in our was in his class, in that class of '82. Did I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I aged you. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She didn't make one of the leads of the play. He was good. You were good. You were so good. 83, class of 83. I thought it was 83, class of 82 to 83. And you know what? Class of 83. That makes sense because class of 82 was out. So you guys, yeah, you know what? Callista should have been Sandy. That's what Michael's saying. All right, so now I'm going to fast forward because Squirrel, where are you, Chris? Yeah, whenever I get off topic, yeah, I'm quick to laugh. Mike, what they do, what certain people who love me and know me say, Squirrel, you've gone off topic. I've gone off topic. Okay, so I was going to tell you about my dropsy problem, how I drop everything. I had a really bad day. It was super hot on last Friday. So I took some medication. Didn't work. Every once in a while, every I guess 6 or 7 years, medication that once worked for you doesn't work anymore. So healthy people with electric scooters. But who am I to judge? Okay, so how healthy people. So what happened is that I took medication. It wasn't working for me. I went into the locker room. There was a couple women that were just. One woman was just devastated. She doesn't have MS. She's got other afflictions, but she just was devastated because life was getting to her. I was in the bathroom, dropped my comb, dropped my brush, dropped my sunscreen. They kept picking it up and handing it to me, all right, and putting it back in my hand. And what did I do? Dropped it again. And about the third time they handed it to me and dropped it again, they asked me, where do you want it? You poor, and I was actually accused of being a poor thing. Oh, you poor thing. I laughed. I am so quick to laugh. I said, yeah, you know what? I got in the gym and I was decided I was going to swim, and it took me a half an hour to get out to the pool because I had I kept dropping stuff, and then I couldn't stand up on Friday because of the medication made me loopy, and loopy while talking is bad. So I've got some brilliant people. You know me; I like to ask questions to better myself and better everybody else, right? So I asked questions to a guy that I responded. I must have responded pig Latin because he looked at me and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're a hot mess." So it's one thing to physically drop things. it's another thing to, and you know. So there's a difference between forgetting with short-term memory and going off the subject, off the rails, off the, what are you talking about? Because I'm dangerous. You know what, Mike? It's like drinking, if you're still watching. It's like drinking way too much alcohol and talking. I couldn't walk. I shouldn't be talking. I could say, forget it. Forget it. And people look at you like, oh, you're high. I can tell. And it was only one bill of the, but you know what? Forget it. So what I want to do is talk about how in the pump they put it. How can I have trace amounts of medication to make me comfortable put in there? So also, I will let you know, talking about asking questions. Jane said she has no strength in her hands and her wrists, and what we're supposed to do is physical therapy. Hey, red line, that's right. You know what? There's somebody that graduated high school, was a neighbor, but I lived in Birchwood Lakes, and she, sweet, really smart girl. She just died, and one of the other friends that I graduated high school with decided to have a memorial party. And I said I'd go, but you know what? I didn't. I physically, Christy O'Malley. Uh, uh, Look up. I said I was going to go, and I had to let them know that I didn't show up because that was the situation. Yeah, I know. You know what? Where Medford Lakes? What street? Anyway, so I was at the pool on Friday. Believe it, the medication was wearing out, and I always ask, if you think you can improve Gomez. There's a school on Nokomis, right? There was a school on Nokomis. Anyway, I asked everybody, if you can improve my stroke, let me know, right? And there is a guy who is a PhD. My legs are like outriggers, right? I've been swimming for 3 years. It's killing my shoulders because my legs, whereas most people who swim, right, their legs are beside each other. It's like skiing. Right, Nicole. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, small world, small world. I could get to your house, I bet. Bet you don't live there. If you're smart and you'd sell it and get, yeah. No, you don't want me showing up. But anyway, what happened was this guy created rubber bands around my knee and a floaty thing that between my legs so that I'm going to record how we improved my stroke. That never, you know what? Everybody has an opinion to improve your life. This guy happened to be able to you know what, Mike, why don't want what he improved me. I'm gonna all right, so we're going squirrel, I got a homeboy who I'm interacting with. The guy who played Danny on Grease. I loved him. Loved him. All right. I'll tell you what. Why don't you private message me, and I'll have Brian. Red Lion, and exactly. Maybe you can make reservations, and we'll plan a trip to go up there. my gosh, I live in Bel Air, Maryland. So uh, let's see, probably a 45 minute and a half an hour to the Inner Harbor. So I'm closer to Baltimore. But anyway, all right, Gina, let's see. Gina, to bring other people in to participate. No walking with knives for her. You know what? No slicing with knives because I get wounded. I got a picture. Uh, let's see. I have, let's see. All right, so Jane's talking about getting that 2 to 4 drinks a year. And the reason why, as we progress with MS, we tend to abstain from alcohol is basically is Phillips, Michael. It's Phillips. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Phillips. Uh, Also, the Inner Harbor has the rusty scupper. There's a number of things. But by the way, you just don't want to be in Baltimore. You don't want to go there. Dangerous place. Anyway, thank you for the time check. All right, Gina says no walking with knives. All right, I was talking about alcohol. The reason, as we progress, we have this disease longer. The reason why we tend not to drink is alcohol numbs your cerebral cortex. The result of alcohol it tends to make you incontinent. It makes you blabber, right? It makes you dizzy, right? So small amounts of alcohol will affect these systems that will make any of the symptoms you have with MS uh, uh, worse, right? So basically, yeah, you have to if you're going to drink, pre-plan your alcohol time. You get yourself in a scooter, get your pull on a diaper, just and the other night I went to trivia night on Tuesday. Wasn't feeling well. Wasn't feeling. Never took a painkiller. Never. I didn't do it. It was I. And what I did was I had a light beer. I like beer. So I said, give me a light beer. She gave me a big light beer. I drank 2 of them. And you know what? I walked better. I was still dizzy, right? But I walked better. I walked better. I also used desmopressin to turn off my bladder for 4 hours so I didn't have an emergency. So I did pre-plan drink, and now I thought, you know what, something. But why did I drink? To accentuate the dreariness. I'm thinking it couldn't get worse than I was feeling right there. I was doing trivia night. We came in second place, by the way. Should have came in first place because there was a question: which is bigger, Norway or Sweden? And they said Sweden was, and we thought Norway was by area. I don't know. So if you Google it, there's some sites that say Norway, some sites that says Sweden. We lost the lead by 2 points. So anyway, but you know what? It's not that I was. You know where I'm the genius. I am the youngest person at this group, but my genius. We all have what we're good at. So I'm really good at music. Really good at, I would say, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s music. I stopped. You know what? I stopped after that. You know, I know some, but nah. So all of a sudden, they had a question that is so this is the question. Nobody in my group, a group of 10 people, knew the answer, and it was a 3-pointer. Who wrote the song? What hair band? What 80s hair band wrote and sang the song that made it to #1 in the 90s? Something to Believe in. Something to Believe in. Something. Now I got the answer right. I verified it with my friend who happens to be a waitress who is a year or two younger than me, and she knew the answer to. Uh, just 1 minute, right? Yes, music is good. It's good. History and geography, and science. Those are my subjects, so I can participate. The no, 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 no. All right, so that is it's not Bon Jovi. All right, so I'm getting answers coming. In fact, what I'm going to do is every once a week, right? This is I shouldn't say this because I say things and I don't do them. Once a week, nah. Greta Van Fleet is my new favorite. Okay, I've been getting more into country and blues because and jazz. I just somewhere in the 2000s I stopped listening to music. I only listen to the exciting music of this young generation because I love kids and they had it on. And yeah, no, it's not the Monkees and it's not Journey. No, give me something to believe in. You can play it too if you're on Facebook, and they're using it as an advertisement for something. But I got it right. It's not those. I got it right, but I wasn't positive. It's a hairband. It's a hairband. Journey never. I don't think he ever got his hair permed, right? And I explained because. All right, Michael got it. Yes, that's it. Did you just Google that? My God, did you Google the answer? Because I know, you know. All right, so the people who were in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that were sitting in this area, I said, they said, why is it called hair bands? I said, because in the 70s, everybody grew their hair long. They were all long hair, right? All bands had long hair. In the 50s, they were all buzz cuts. And 50s and 60s, short hair. 70s, well, late 60s and 70s, they grew out their hair long or mullets, right? In the 80s, and I explained this, they permed their hair. Like they permed their hair because we all permed our hair, right? It is. So we all permed our hair. They did too. Therefore, yeah. Did you cheat, Michael? Anyway, I'm going to give you the answer. I might not even give the answer. Might have Chris. All right, it starts with a P. Chris said, but it's everybody perm their hair. Lock bar is it near? It sounds to me like it's near Loch Raven. Loch Raven. Doing a good crossword type. Chris is fun. Yeah. You know what? And there is no doubt. Bar. You know what? It's a new. It's got to be a new bar, Lock Bar, because I haven't been down there in a while. but I like to know because I bring tourists. When people from across the country come and stay with me, when in Rome, I bring them down to Baltimore to show them what you should see. Oh, in 2013. Yeah. Time flies, right? All right. And another hint. All right, Chris says the band starts with a P, and another hint is it could kill you. It could kill you. It's meant to kill you, actually. It's meant to kill you. Jane! Jane just came up with it. You said it, Jane. Yes, Poison. Who was the lead singer? Poison. Give me something to believe in. I know. All right. It's just have enough guts to be in front of a camera and to reveal yourself. All right. I hope I answered all of your questions on the Baclofen pump. Michael, you know what? The best crab cakes that are from there. It's a seafood place that gets the crab every morning, makes the crab cakes, and you have the crab cake. So I'll tell you what, Baltimore, this area, we've got the Chesapeake. It's known for crab cakes, as if Jersey isn't. South Jersey. Calanectes sapidus. I'll explain why I know that word. I shouldn't know that word, except I see how I almost dropped my glasses. Except that in college I took it. I took a biology class and I earned a D. I earned it. So when the professor came to me and said, "You need to change your major from ichthyology to something else because you're just not that bright," and I laughed. I said, "I'm a business major." He says, "Business majors don't take marine biology with a 6-hour lab in the middle of on Wednesdays, and then a 2-hour class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but the 6-hour lab." I did. I took it as a basket weaving class because I like fish, right? Who doesn't? Who doesn't? But anyway, that's that's what I do. But yeah, I'll let I. All right, so go to msfrontiers.org. And look at the resources we have for you. It's awesome. So I want you to go there. Again, you're seeing this on MS Live on MS Frontiers Medical, Multiple Sclerosis Frontiers Medical Support. It happens to be some Facebook group that I administer because I love research and stuff. So the other thing that I will tell you is that if you don't know the peace of Jesus Christ in your life, which motivates me to do these things for free, and I pray and I ask God to bring people that'll help me stay on topic, that'll help me not be a hot mess, that will help feed other people with MS. I believe it has everything to do with the Christ in all of us. We don't, you know what? We're programmed to want something bigger than ourselves, as C.S. Lewis says. So the invitation is that, Lord Jesus, I have failed in life to achieve the peace that I hear you provide. I recognize that pride has blinded me from your ways. I've tried it all before. I've tried everything. I've tried alcohol. I've tried different philosophies. But God says, seek and ye shall find. Ask and it will be answered. Knock and the door will be open for you if you seek the truth in all. I mean, we're obligated in all situations. You'll find it there. So I know that I'm a sinner, and I ask for your forgiveness. I believe you died for my sins and rose from the dead. I turn from my sins. I want to try you. Please be my Lord, my Savior. Come into my heart, my life, and I want to know the peace that you bring in trusting in you, Lord. In Jesus' name, I give thanks. If you want a bookmark, I have. Just message me. I love you all, and I will see you on Tuesday, right? Bye. Bye, guys.